Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2023 GMC Canyon AT4. This is four-wheel drive with the crew cab, finished off in Summit White, and it has an MSRP that starts right around $48,000. So we have a pretty cool mid-sized truck that has a lot of nice options to it, including this brand new engine. So underneath the hood, this is the 2.7 liter high output 4-cylinder turbo. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It'll do 0 to 60 in just under 7 seconds, weighs in right around 4,600 pounds, and it has a top speed of 98 miles an hour. As far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 17 miles per gallon in the city and 21 out on the highway. Honestly, I thought those numbers would be much higher with this smaller turbocharged engine. But regardless of that, let's work our way to the exterior styling, where GMC is spelled out right in the middle, and we have a large square shape to that grille. It mimics a lot of the full-size GMCs, but the proportions look very nice for this smaller size truck. Now for the LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals, you'll notice that those housings are separated with the bodywork that surrounds it. There's LED fog lights in the lower section of the bumper, skid plates underneath, along with 2 red tow hooks, and then some nice lines that run down the center of that hood. Now you'll notice too that the front bumper also has this cutout where you can see a little bit more of that front tire. It better improves the approach angle. This also has ground clearance right around 9.6 inches as well. This is a pretty capable truck. We have been able to take these off-road, so check out those videos. We have a set of 18-inch wheels with that two-tone design, gloss black for the side mirrors. There's also a sunroof up top, and then nice lines that run down the side of it. We do have the short bed for this truck, and then the fender arches also have the plastic with the reflectors that not a lot of people are a huge fan of. You can clearly see those, but if you wrap them in a dark tint, it will make them blend in much nicer. Now in back, this has a camera with GMC Canyon right in the middle, the LED taillights, body colored bumper with the parking sensors, and then it even has a side step with the grab handle too, so that makes it easier to enter and exit the bed. This can also tow right around 7,700 pounds, so it's a pretty capable smaller size truck. And then this has a spray-in bed liner to give it that added protection. There's also several tie-down hooks and a 3-prong on that one side. And the tailgate is also utilized for additional storage. Once you open those up, you can place in some smaller items. So it's a really good use of space, since this would otherwise just be hollow, and it's very lightweight, so that's easy to close. Now as we work our way to the interior, door panel has a nice design to it. You'll notice that we have the brown along with the brown stitching, and then a little bit of storage down below. You can also fold up these back seats, so that gives you additional storage underneath, which is nice. You can do that on both sides and then unlock them to bring them back down. And we have more of that brown piping and the leather. Now at 5'10", I have the front seat set at my height. I have a good bit of space for my feet and legs. There's storage pockets, places where you can put drinks. We do have some climate vents and auxiliaries and a 3-prong. And as far as headroom goes, it's not all that bad. I have about 1 inch or so above my head. And we have the manual sliding rear glass. You can use as needed. You can even fold down the headrest too if you need a little bit more interior or visibility with no one in the back. And then there's the armrest with 2 cup holders, which is great to see for this smaller size. Up front, the door panel is just like the rear. We have a really cool trim accent. There's memory seating controls, side mirror adjustments, all of the windows, and then a split design for the storage. And then we have the leather front seats, very similar to the rears, of course. And let's fire this up. We can go over all the tech features. We do have a solid leather steering wheel, cruise control and distance pacing on the left side. Right side, there's Bluetooth, music, there's the heated steering wheel, along with some more Bluetooth and music controls, and then this Pages button allows you to go through the digital gauge cluster. So this is more of the calm screen, just showing miles per hour. You can pull up the tach along with several other vitals. You can also pull up the trip information, where now the vitals are split between the left side and the right side. you can pull up your music and then pull up your off-road pages to monitor all of that. So it's not too configurable, but it's nice that you have those different settings to go into. There's a dimmer switch and an air vent. And then for this infotainment system, if I push on car, you will notice too in the GMCs, we have the turn signal and the wiper blades. There's nowhere to physically turn on and off your headlights and fog lights like pretty much every other vehicle. So you have to go in here in order to get to those and control your lighting, your doors and windows, things like that. You can get into your phone, so you can quickly do that, get into your nav and music, and then home is going to give you all these icons that you can scroll through. There's even an air down mode as well as some off-road pages that you can go into, which is pretty cool to be able to monitor. Now underneath that, this does have heated and ventilated seats. There's where you'd like the air to go. All of the AC controls, fan speed, temperature dials are on both sides. You can even put down all 4 windows with the push of one button. It will not put them back up. However, we have the engine start stop, hazards, lane keeping assist, and then power for the auxiliaries. This does get wireless charging with some more auxiliaries down below. If we put it into reverse, there's the backup camera. You do have a different angle if you are backing up to a hitch. There's drive and low range and the manual settings, so you can shift using that as needed. And then there's a few different driving modes. So this has an off-road, there's also tow and haul, terrain, and then normal. And you have the 4-wheel drive selector on top of that. There's the e-brake, cup holders with a little bit of space in the middle, and then you have a good bit of space in the center armrest as well as in the glove box there. And then up top, there's the sunroof with the manual sunshade and the controls for the actual sunroof itself. And with that folded down, you can see it gives you a little bit more visibility out of that glass if you don't have anyone in the back. And as far as visibility goes in general, the glass is pretty much right there. So there's really no blind spots for this truck. And then we'll put it in the manual setting now from second gear. Here we go. And it's got a good punch to it. Now I will say the plus and minus on the shifter is not something that you are really going to be using every single day. This is more for towing situations or off-road when you need to hold a gear. So you're not going to be doing this every single day. The response in it, it's not quite the same as a sports car with paddle shifters or something like that. So it's meant for those style purposes, and it is nice to be able to have for this. And one thing that I did forget to mention, we have volume and tuning controls on the back side of the steering wheel. So you do get those hands-free controls, which is across the board with a lot of the GMC models. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel of the GMC Canyon. This is very identical to the Chevrolet Colorado. They do have a very similar interior, so it really kind of just depends on which trim level you really want to go with and how much you're willing to spend. The GMC will cost more than the Chevrolet just because that's how it is with the GM products. But it's a nice vehicle. It's super small, so it's easy to see on that passenger side, so you can place this on the road. And not a whole lot of technology, but I like the digital gauge cluster. I like the size of this screen here, so it's easy to go through everything. This is a little bit clustered, but everything's laid out well even for that. And it's comfortable. I put several miles on this one. Like I said, we've had them in the past, so I've had a lot of seat time behind the wheel, and it's definitely a good option if you want something that's got some nice materials. There's some plastic on the dash, but a lot of vehicles at this price point seem to have that, so it's not unusual. It would be nice if it was covered in something else, being the GMC version just being a little bit more luxury focused. But that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 GMC Canyon AT4. Maybe we will see something new for 2024 if those are coming at some point. But that is going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.